Hey guys, part 2 of a 10-part advertising series brought to you by the Junk Removal Authority. I'm Godbold. Let's get started. If you missed the first video in this series, you can find the link in the description below. This week, we're talking about the 5 laws of pay-per-click advertising. We're talking about Google AdWords and other pay-per-click platforms. We're going to start out with the 5 laws. Though there are multiple types of pay-per-click, we're going to focus on Google Ads, formerly known as AdWords. What can pay-per-click advertising do for your business? There are 5 main advantages. First, it can provide you with an almost instant stream of great customers who are willing to pay higher prices. Second, it can help you build a solid base of customers who will use your services again and again, refer others, and post reviews. Third, it will allow you to steadily build your business into a multi-truck operation. Fourth, it's going to amplify your SEO results by adding additional customer impressions. Fifth and finally, it's going to add another advertising stream to decrease your reliance on a single source of jobs. So here are the 5 laws of pay-per-click advertising. You need to memorize these laws. You need to make sure that you're going to be okay following these laws before you get started. One of these laws is you got to commit. You need to make sure you understand these laws and you're willing to commit to them. Otherwise, don't do pay-per-click advertising at all. So the first thing, it is long-term. Number 2, you've got to be committed. Number 3, dabblers will get crushed. Number 4, you must sell, not just take orders. Number 5, if it's easy, everybody out there would do it. Every junk removal company would be doing it. Law number 1, it is a long-term thing. When we first started Google Ads, which was then called Google AdWords, our business really started to take off. Before then, it was mainly Craigslist ads and flyers. That's all we were doing. When we started doing AdWords, that's when that rocket ship just started going straight up and vertical. However, despite the initial increase of bookings that you'll get, Google Ads is still very much a long-term investment. If it's immediate, why do we consider Google Ads a long-term project if you're going to get immediate work? First, the cost of customer acquisition from Google Ads can be very, very high. Depending on your area of the country, cost per customer, cost per job can typically be anywhere from $50 per job to $125 per job. That means customer acquisition cost the cost of customer acquisition severely reduces your short-term profit. However, you've got to look at the lifetime value of each customer. That customer is probably going to use you again. That customer is probably going to refer others, friends and family, to your business. And they're likely going to leave an online review. And every online review you get increases the likelihood that a customer that's researching your business online chooses you because you got one hell of a good reputation. And you're going to gain all that potential from one single click. While short-term profits can be low or non-existent, long-term profits are absolutely massive with pay-per-click. Second, many of the jobs you get from ads are going to be small. That's just the unfortunate reality of junk removal. However, every so often, you're going to land this monster job. 2 of our clients, they've been with us, one guy's been with us probably since we first started. He was our very first customer. Another guy bought one of our business packages. This one guy just landed a $45,000 job. Just finished it up, $45,000 job out in the California area. Our other client down in San Antonio just locked down a contract that's going to be worth at least $20,000 a year for the foreseeable future. Not just this year, not just one job, but long term. He literally just paid for his advertising budget for like over half the year with that one job he got. The rest of it's just gravy. Third, if you start an ad campaign in the middle of a slow period, you could very well rack up a large bill with very few jobs. It's not uncommon for a Google Ads user to go several weeks without significant results. This is the period of time when many business owners stop running ads. They get scared, they get discouraged, they quit doing it. However, these slowdowns are good because they eliminate a lot of your competition. If you can weather these slow periods, your competition's going to drop out, you keep doing it, you're going to be the one sitting right pretty when things start picking back up. Law number 2, you must be committed. This law exists because pay-per-click advertising is a long-term investment. Return on investment, ROI, should be tracked for 6 months to a year. This is going to give you time to weather business cycles and land the massive jobs that pump up your averages. Additionally, direct ROI can be misleading, and some people have placed way too much emphasis on it in recent years. I'll explain more of this in another video, more on why ROI should probably not be tracked quite as closely as a lot of business owners track it. You've got to be willing to spend a minimum of $1,500 per month before starting ads. Don't even consider doing it if you're like, there's no way I'm spending $1,500. You don't want to do ads if you can't make that commitment. Some markets are going to require a minimum spend of closer to $2,000 or potentially even $3,000. Even then, in many markets, your ads won't show all the time. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Junk doctors, we spend three times that amount, 4 times that amount every month on Google Ads. Some of our other clients spend way over that on Google Ads. If you get into Google Ads, it's working, you're getting jobs, profitable, you got money in the bank to pay the bill, it's working out. You need to raise your daily budget. You want to have a budget so high, so massive, so great that your search impression share is 100%. You're never not being shown because your budget's so low. If it's working, why are you going to limit it? Get that budget up high as soon as you can. Again, you must not look at ads as an expense, but as a what? As a long-term investment. There is a chance you will be profitable your first month, but over the long term, you almost certainly will be profitable with a well-run ads campaign. Law number 3, dabblers get crushed. Now this law right here, it doesn't just apply to Google Ads and pay-per-click. It applies to pretty much anything in business. If you're gonna get in something, you're gonna dabble in it, you're probably gonna get crushed. It's very, very true in Google Ads. Why is that? Because they set their daily budget far too low. Competitor clicks or customers who click the ad multiple times may actually max out their budget, making the ad completely invisible to other potential customers. Dabblers also don't set their bids high enough. Their ads appear low enough on the page that they miss out on great customers. Customers who aren't sensitive to price will assume the best, most professional companies that their ads are going to appear at the top of the page. They're not going to take the time to look at ads that appear way down the page. If you're not in those top 4 results, you're not going to get seen if somebody's going to click on an ad. Dabblers will turn their campaigns on and off instead of leaving them alone. They will look too closely at the short-term gains and losses. They will not stick with their campaigns long enough to start reaping the true benefits of a great Google Ads campaign. Remember, dabblers get crushed. Law number 4, you have to sell. You're not just out there taking orders, you have to sell. Google Ads or any other form of pay-per-click advertising, if done properly, if you commit to it, if you don't dabble in it, it's going to make your phone ring. That phone's going to start ringing. What are you going to do though when that phone rings? You've got to be able to convert the caller into a customer. Don't think your job is just to give the customer information. You've got to control that call and lead the customer through the entire booking process. There are 5 steps in a phone call, in a customer phone call here at Junk Doctors. We know all 5 in order from first to last. There's 4 questions we've got to get answered before the start of every call. We make sure our call reps get all 4 of those questions answered. Even if the customer doesn't initially want to answer it, they're going to answer all 4 of those questions before we move on in the process. You've got to control the call. Map the direction of the call and train yourself and your people to guide customers through that call in the correct order. Some customers are going to have objections. Plan out how to respond to these and rehearse your responses. Again, guys, this has to be second nature. You have to know, all right, when I hear this objection, and when I hear, I've got to check my wife, I've got to check my spouse, check my boss, whoever, what's your response going to be? There's only but a few objections in junk removal. How are you going to handle them? Just by having a logical, helpful response to objections, you can increase your yearly revenue by over $100,000. Responding well to objections is going to massively increase the ROI on your pay-per-click campaign. Hint, your most common objection is what we just talked about. Let me check with someone. Make sure you know what your response is going to be when you get that. If you do, your booking percentage is going to skyrocket. One thing you have to understand, and this is extremely helpful to you as the booker, to you as the inbound sales rep, to you as the business owner, you need to, every call you get, you need to assume there's a close on the other end of there. You need to assume the close. Assume this customer that's calling you is a good customer that wants to book. You also need to understand that you have really wasted your customers' time if you do not schedule a job for them. When they call you, when they pick up your phone and they give you a call about junk removal, you need to convince yourself you've got a moral obligation to the customer to provide value. The only time you're going to provide value to that customer, the only time you're going to provide value to you, your family, your company, your boss, whoever you work for, the only time you're truly providing value is when that customer calls, you get them a junk removal appointment. You know your junk removal service is the absolute best. You 100% believe that. And you've really failed your customer if you do not get them booked. You're giving them the opportunity to go off and book a job with a company that very well likely is going to provide them with a worse experience. Fulfill your moral obligation, get them on your calendar, get them booked, and do the job right. And finally, law number 5, if it was easy, everyone would do it. And this doesn't just apply to pay-per-click, this applies to life. The easiest, if it's easy, everybody out there is going to be doing it. The fact it's hard, the fact you see successful companies doing it out there, that means it can work, but you better be committed to these laws. With that being said, here are the concrete steps you need to take for a successful Google Ads campaign. Again, we've already said it once. Commit to spending at least $1,500 per month. Try to spend more. Most markets, $1,500, you're only going to be showing maybe like 70% of the time. Try to spend more. In some markets, it will be better to only show your ad for 2 or 3 days of the week if you do have a limited budget. It's better to appear all day for one full day, such as a Monday. Monday's a great day. You'll book more appointments on Monday than any day. It's better to appear for one complete day than for a couple hours on multiple days. However, it is still ideal to display your ad all the time, though it may take you some time to gain a budget that allows for this. You gotta build that muscle, you gotta gain that courage to be able to spend that amount of money. You might need to see a little proof come in first that, hey, this deal's working, but once it is, jack that budget way up where you shouldn't even use the word budget because you're not limited. Analyze everything Google tells you. This right here is a big key. It's something a lot of people don't realize. Google calls you up. They act like they're your best buddy. They act like they're going to help you out, help you build your campaign. They know you don't know a whole lot about Google Ads, and they want to help you out build that campaign. Here's what you need to know. Even when your rep calls you, they may not even know it, but they're salespeople. Google has employed them to help them earn more revenue. Google earns over $30 billion per quarter. 90% of that income comes from ads. So that means when that rep is calling you, the strategies they employ, I can almost guarantee is going to lead to more clicks on your campaign. It can very well increase your click-through percentage. The problem is it isn't necessarily going to lead to more jobs, more business. Listen, Google's making $30 billion a year. I guarantee if you're watching this video, you ain't making $30 billion a year. You don't need to line their pockets. You need to help yours out. So analyze everything that they say. Don't take the word of Google as the word of God. Fewer keywords are better. Your best keywords are junk removal, junk hauling, hot tub removal, shed removal, etc. And actually, that's the main list right there. I just helped you out a lot. With a limited budget, you'll need to focus only on those keywords in most markets. Don't use keywords like trash removal or garbage removal. Save that for your SEO campaign. Those are great keywords for SEO campaign. A lot of searches for trash removal. But for every junk removal customer, you're going to have 100 customers. And don't doubt us on this. We know the math. We paid for trash removal garbage customers for a long time. There's no telling how many hundreds of thousands of dollars we spent. Actually, I can tell you. But it was hundreds of thousands of dollars were spent on keywords that didn't bring us any business. Garbage removal and trash removal were at the top. So for every 100 customers you're going to get, for every 100 calls you're going to get, 100 clicks you're going to get, 100 clicks you're paying for you're going to get about one junk removal customer. So that means if you're paying $10 per click, you just paid $1,000 to potentially go pick up a $115 refrigerator. Who wants to do that? Once you grow, add more keywords like competitor names. 1-800-GOT-JUNK is one of the top searched for keywords related to junk removal. But you probably don't want to aim at that when you first get started if you have a limited budget, because your customer acquisition cost is going to be higher on that, because people that search for 1-800-GOT-JUNK, what are they looking for? They're looking for 1-800-GOT-JUNK. So for that reason, when you go after competitors, you need to make it a full-on campaign. So there needs to be a landing page that is associated with an ad about 1-800-GOT-JUNK. And this landing page needs to say, why are you better than 1-800-GOT-JUNK? Why should the customer go ahead and call you? They clicked on your ad by mistake, most likely. I mean, maybe they saw your text and clicked on your ad, but you need to convince them once they land on the page that you're better than Got Junk, you're local, your prices are less, you're gonna do a better job, you got better reviews, you're gonna get there quicker, whatever it is. You need to prove to them that your company is better, that your company is the company they need to choose for their junk removal project. We're gonna cover the competitor campaign more in a later video. Don't know when, but we'll cover it later. In addition, you should add tons of negative keywords. Do this daily for the first few years of your campaign at the very least. Very least. So that means the first few years of campaign, every single day, you need to be adding negative keywords. And daily needs to be the least too. It might be multiple times every day. This is extremely time consuming, but vitally important. When you first start a new campaign, you're going to see tons of useless search terms popping up on your reports. Take advantage of ad extensions. The more real estate you occupy on the search page, on the search engine results page, the better. You've got to have more than just great ads. Google Ads is a 3-step approach to success. You've got to have the great ad. You got to have the great copy. You have to have an absolutely fantastic professional website. Those of you that have gone out, you got on the GoDaddy website builder and you've built your own site, don't even do Google Ads. If you're not going to get a great website, don't do Google Ads, because what's going to happen is you're going to pay for that web traffic. They're going to land on the site of an amateur, and they're never going to pick up the phone. But if you got the great ad copy, you got the great website that's going to lead them to call, then you better be able to handle that phone call. You better be able to sell that job. Otherwise, the amount of money you spent to Google, you're just helping line Google's pockets. It doesn't help you out. Okay, so this last little tip right here is extremely important, and I'm going to jump right into it. I'm not going to beat around the bush. Don't self-manage ads, and you might as well use Junk Removal Authority. Why is that? All we do is manage Google Ads campaigns for junk removal companies. There is absolutely no way you're going to be able to manage a campaign as effectively as us. Every client, we've got about 20 of them we manage ads campaigns for now. Every single one of them we've taken on has found that between the money we save them on bad search terms and the money they gain in increased sales, we have more than covered our ads management cost. And that's in the short term. In the long term, when you look at the increased business they're getting, it's tremendous the amount of value we can provide with our Google Ads campaign. We've built a multi-million-dollar a year junk removal business in the state of North Carolina around the cornerstone of Google Ads. We've been doing this for 7 years. We spent the money, we've learned the lessons, we found the keywords, and we've created the most efficient junk removal ads campaigns on the planet. You're going to get the campaign and all those keywords, including customization for your area, implemented on day one. If you can follow the 5 laws of pay-per-click advertising, you need to give us a call. That one call can completely change the long-term success of your business and the outlook on your life. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel below, check us out at junkarray.com, or give us a call at 919-617-1975 and call today. This has been Lee Godbold with Junk Removal Authority. We'll be back with part 3 before you know it.